We now welcome in Kazeem Famuyide. And Kaz, obviously not a great night for the Knicks, but what impresses you the most about the way Jaylen Brunson is playing while defenses are locking in on him and guys all around him are hitting the injury list?
I'd like to say that the one thing I've learned is that even 1A superstars need a little bit of help, right? Jaylen Brunson, ever since Julius Randle went down, now this is the 9th game without his fellow All-Star Julius Randle, where there are teams gearing up to stop him. And even though he has had all these defenses geared to stop him, the lowest amount of points he has scored has been 27 points. And we got to be honest with what this Knicks strengths have been throughout the season, and that's been their depth and their defense. Those are two things that have been missing during this 4-game losing streak. When you lose a number of starters, when you lose 2 anchors on defense in Dante DiVincenzo and Isaiah Hartenstein tonight, you're going to have games where you're giving up a lot of points. So as great as Jaylen Brunson is offensively, what really makes him and this team go is the ability to have the depth and the defense to sort of circumvent everything that Jaylen Brunson brings to the game. He's still been brilliant. The first quarter tonight was awesome, 20 points, finishing with 33. So obviously the word is out on how great Jaylen Brunson is. But again, you know, it doesn't really worry me that this 4-game win streak, a losing streak, has continued, knowing that help is on the way after the All-Star break.
All right, you mentioned help being on the way. So even though they've lost 4 straight, how are the Knicks gaining respect around the league with the moves they've made and the way they were playing before this onslaught of injuries?
Well, you said it, right? We saw how these guys looked before the onslaught of injuries sort of took over the New York Knicks. On top of that, right now in the Eastern Conference, besides the Boston Celtics, the hottest team in the NBA is the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I bet if you take a straw poll of a bunch of people who cover this game for a living, they'll still tell you as good as the Cavaliers are, I still got my eyes on the New York Knicks, and that's because even though they've been down with injury, they've added a lot of bench depth, especially the bench scoring. So I think until we see them at full strength, it'll be hard to really judge how good this Knicks team is. But it's good that it happened now and not necessarily late in the springtime when they get ready for the playoffs.
But to your point, Kaz, every time you look at the standings and you see the Cavs, it looks like they're on another long winning streak. So they certainly are playing well right now, but it is February, to your point. All right, other than getting healthy, what do the Knicks need to improve on in the second half?
Defense, defense, and more defense. That has been the Tibbs calling card. As much as I love seeing them starting to get buckets and have an offensive-minded team that I don't think a lot of people are really used to when it has the Tom Thibodeau head coach on it, the defense has to come back to being their calling card. When they acquired OG Anunoby and Isaiah Hartenstein became a starter, they became the #1 defense in the entire NBA. Without them, obviously, that has dropped significantly, and until they can get back to that, it's going to be a tough sledding until the Knicks get back. But we'll see. Health is on the way. The All-Star break couldn't have come at a better time. So hopefully this all changes by the time we get to the end of February.
That's for sure. But I love you trying to get on Tibbs' good side by saying defense, defense, defense. He'll always love that answer. Kaz, thanks for joining us here to talk Knicks on Honda Sports Night.
No problem, E.